Yo, what's up guys? My name is JT and we're going to review the ScaleTrains GP30 and GP30B right here on Model Railroad in the Southwest. These GP30s from ScaleTrains are a brand new release from ScaleTrains. They just dropped less than a month ago. They are the first release that ScaleTrains has done for a GP30. So these both units are both sound equipped. I got them at the Spring Creek Model Trains booth at the Rocky Mountain Train Show. I spent $290 for both of them. These are very nice models, so let's go ahead and take them to the workbench and let's take a closer look. Alrighty guys, so I'm going to start off by unboxing one of these units. I'm going to unbox this one here. I'm only going to do one just because I feel it'd be redundant if I were to unbox another one. Also, I'm going to mention the blue gloves. It seems to be that everybody likes to ask about those. I like to wear them just because I don't like to get fingerprints on my model, and that's the only reason I wear them. So let's go ahead and get started. So these boxes are very sturdy. They seem to be on par with everything that ScaleTrains produces with its river counter line. Also, it's very similar to what you'd find with an Athearn Genesis model as well. So when you open up the box, what you'll find is a product manual here. It just has a lot of information about the decoder and operating instructions and such. So you can lift off this foam cover, and what you'll find is the unit right there, nicely packaged in some clamshell packaging. I'm going to go ahead and pull out the box and show you guys what that looks like. So it's just a typical plastic, what you'd find in every other model. Let's slide this out. Here are some re-railers. They go on the side of the unit. I'm not sure where those go just yet, but we will find out later. So there's the unit, and it comes on these little plastic pieces that go underneath the truck to keep it from moving around in the packaging. So I'm going to clean all this up and we'll see what it looks like on the workbench. So here we have both the GP30 and the GP30B. So let's take a quick 360 of them so we can take a better look. Alright, so let's take a look at each one individually. Okay, so let's start off with this unit. One thing I'd like to point out is that it has some canvas sunshades there on the side. Also some finely done windshield wipers there in the front, and also very intricate detailing on the side of the nose there. On the front, I'd like to point out that it does have this drop step that actually does operate and it does go down, which is a nice feature. You know, models do have that feature these days, but it's nice that ScaleTrains did add it to this model as well. On the bottom, you'll find some AMU hoses and the brake hoses and this nice looking coupler. I do like the ScaleTrains couplers. A lot of people don't like them. They're fine by me. I've never had an issue with them. So we'll take a look at the side. So on the side of the unit, you'll find that there are some nicely done grills here and there, and on the side right there. You'll find that the truck detail is very nicely done, and there's some nice underbody detail as well. I'll also point out that these windows do open and close, although I will not demonstrate that because I had a hard time, closing them earlier, so I'm just going to leave them be for a bit. On the rear of the unit, the same amount of detail can be found on the back as well. You'll find that there's the same AMU hoses, the brake hose, and the nice coupler, and also the drop step in the rear as well. So one thing I like about this model is that the paint is very well done. I have not found any issues with the paint whatsoever, and also all the decals, just like this down here, and there's some over here, you can read those with magnification, which is a very nice touch. One thing that I like the ScaleTrains does is that they super detail their cabs. As you can see the entire control panel inside the cab. It's not lit up like the GTEL, but it's really nice to be able to see that there is a nicely done cab inside. So let's go ahead and take a look at this model. The detail on this model is just as impressive on the other unit. On the front of the nose, you can see that the detailing is there as well, and along with the drop steps on the front, and the MU hoses are intricately done just as good as the other model as well. And one thing I'd like to point out as well is that on the top of the unit, you can see these lift rings. They're very intricately done. They're very small, and they just look really good. The trucks on this model are very nicely done as well. The paint coverage on them just looks really good. Here I'd like to try to point out that the grille here looks just as good as the other unit. You can see directly in there, and you can see all of the detail behind the grille. And just like the other model, you can see that these decals are nicely done. They're also legible under magnification. On the top of the cab, you'll notice that the fan detailing is very nicely done as well. You can see right down into those fans and see the blades. The same as the exhaust stacks. You can see that there's some depth to them, and they just they look really nicely on there. The horn is casted very nicely as well. You can see right down into the trumpet, which I really like that in a horn, because I think the horn really just makes the difference between a nice looking model and a model that looks like a toy. And this horn looks really nice on this model. So let's go ahead and take it a layout and see what they sound like. Alrighty guys, so I think you guys will agree with me. The ScaleTrains really hit this one out of the park. It looks phenomenal. The paint's really well done. The detail is very good and it sounds impeccable. I really love the way that prime mover sounds when it's starting up. So if you guys have any questions at all, or if you have any sort of comment, go ahead and put in a comment below. Or if you really want to reach me with a longer sort of comment or anything like that, just send me an email. You can find my email address on my info. So that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Go ahead and subscribe and like if you enjoyed this content. There's plenty of it in the future. That's pretty much it, guys. Talk to you later. Take care and keep it doing the rails.